3 more days until the top 6 teams play in the Axiata Arena here in Kuala Lumpur for the Dota 2 Major. To get to that point, though, you need to win a couple of Dota games if you're in the lower bracket right now, which is the case for the teams we are watching right now. It is a 1-1 between J-Storm and Fnatic. A third game will be played to decide which one of these two teams will move forward to play tomorrow against their opponents, which is going to be decided later today. It should be an exciting game here to discuss that third game. We got Bulldog, Trent, and Gods. Bulldog, this third game, we've seen it all. We've seen rapiers, black hole plays, misses, failures, a little bit of rough Dota, a little bit of good Dota too. What's going to happen in this third game?
I just think more of the same, honestly. I don't think any of the teams want to cheese now or pull out something stupid. I think they're just going to play what they know, and that's what they kind of been doing. And with the Dota we've seen, it's what happens. They just both the teams just play so sloppy. So you know, when one team get a lead, they will just throw it away a little bit again. So you know, it's just going to be a slugfest.
So no predictions from you this time?
No. I won't predict anything.
All right.
Beautiful.
Or you get the game through where it's just a stomp. You have like two sloppy, crazy games. One team just gets a draft and good start, and then it's like, okay, it's over at 10 minutes.
That's what we thought of game 1, though.
Yeah.
Everything can be broken, apparently.
That's true.
We are in a draft for the third game. So far, as you can see, the openings are kind of the same as what we've seen before. That means that Axe is still in the pool, and Weaver is probably going to get banned by J-Storm, in which case we would be at this exact same point as where we were previous game.
They might ban Necro instead if there's any change, I'd say.
True.
But Weaver's also.
I think the Axe looked very strong, even though J-Storm lost.
Yeah, Forev definitely kept them in the game for a long time and had some amazing calls there.
And Fnatic's banning the Undying, which has kind of been the go-to kind of Axe counter, so something that much scarier.
Nah, the Weaver still gets banned, so Axe is through it. And actually, Fnatic can pick it up themselves.
Tiny or Axe, that is the question.
Yeah, we still on board with this constant first pick Tiny?
Yeah.
No, they change it up.
Oh, hold up. And J-Storm, will they just go back to some hard carry now? There's only PL. I'm not so sure if I want to see a PL first too.
They can go for Tiny.
Seems like TB Morphe first too, but PL's more like a 3-4 pick.
Yeah, you hope it slips through, perhaps. I think this will be the old March Bane +1.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, they definitely picked Tiny.
5 seconds.
You think so? J-Storm, have they been playing as much Tiny as other teams though? Because there's definitely there's some teams that are just ignoring Tiny.
Well, let me tell you what J-Storm has done so far. They have actually played Tiny once over their 5 games before today, and it was Milan playing that.
Pick it.
What about the Mirana? Do you guys think it's worth taking
And they did win that game, by the way.
Because it's there's no way Mirana's getting through the next phase, right?
I thought it was going to be banned last game, so yeah,
that's true.
Probably doesn't get past the first stage this game. Bane Mirana.
Tiny Mirana, let's go.
Tiny Mirana. What else?
You don't need to pick March here either. I think.
Oh, they're going to grab Necro. That's a good pick. It's a block pick. It's something they can play in multiple lanes.
Yeah, I like that. That suits their style between Moon and Forev.
It's harder in their position to pick the Necro first too, because now Fnatic can counterpick it with their second pick.
Shadow Demon. Let's go.
Yeah.
Shadow Demon Axe.
That's a criminally underpicked hero.
Yeah. 10 seconds remaining.
When you play against Axe, you kind of want something to, in case he goes behind the tower, you need something to do to stop him.
Tiny.
Tiny.
But yeah, there's a couple options I guess they can opt for. Or they'll try and find.
Toss Axe in the tower. That's one way to do it.
True. If he stays close enough.
What Fnatic want to get when they see this?
SAP, what do we got here? What's the Wyvern, the Mirana, the Lina?
Wyvern's the only of those 3 I would.
I guess you can see how they fit the draft or this game so far, because these are all good heroes against Necrophos and even kind of against Tiny, but it's a little early, SAP.
Yeah, Winter Wyvern would be the only one of that. Wow, talking about early.
Oh, goodness.
Disgust.
Is that like a good sign that you feel like you have to first to it? Because I know it's going to get banned after the last game, but it's not like, to me, it's like almost like we don't know how to win unless we have Arc Warden, I guess.
And we won with that game. Surely we can win the next one as well.
That kind of speaks to me like that Fnatic is not in a good place if they're just going to first twin Arc Warden.
Yeah. Didn't EG do this as well yesterday?
But that was against after a TB pick, though. It was like, okay, you got TB, we're going to Arc Warden.
Yeah.
It was like a clear counter pick in some ways.
So now they have to get rid of the PL.
Radiant team
Yep.
ban.
The PL. Do they ban Mirana? I mean, Arc Warden's good against Mirana in most ways. You might even leave it in the pool now.
The only other one that's like kind of okay was like Spectre and stuff, but I don't really see that as being a J-Storm hero when they already have this Necrophos and...
Maybe you can go Zeus or something like that so you can just spot the real one and jump him.
Yeah.
Like either you jump and kill him or you just try to end the game pretty early, which is kind of hard against that hero at the same time.
The hero that Black says counters him is Invoker. Invoker mid just destroys him.
I think they really want Invoker this game. I think
On
that's why I
J-Storm.
want, yeah, I want Bra playing Invoker for sure, 10th pick this game.
Yeah.
Surprised it's made it this far without it, but it's
They
definitely his
could've-
best hero.
They could have last picked the last game, I believe. It
Yeah.
was still in the pool. They went for the Medusa.
Fnatic's turn to ban.
Although I'm not sure what the last ban was. It might have been
Um,
Invoker.
I can't recall.
Which game?
Last game
Last game, last ban was
by Fnatic.
TA.
Okay.
Oh yeah, TA is obviously very good against the guy in lane. And Brian plays it quite a lot, doesn't he?
Yep. Definitely another one of his big heroes.
So they will probably see abandon.
Well, you can ban it last as well, because if they do fourth pick the TA, you can put Arc Warden safe lane. Like that's one of the that's probably the one I think redeeming fact about Arc Warden is a multi-lane hero, as far as picking it in the first two. I'm sure against some lanes you could even theoretically put in the offlane.
Radiant team ban.
Storm, okay.
Alright.
Let's protect the Arc Warden. Let's give Abed a good game.
Yeah, both bans.
I mean, he can do it. He can just carry the team by himself. We saw him do it before. He can do it again.
You carry this guy right here. Ice. Not playing his best series, honestly. I mean, this
No.
guy usually is super good, but this series is look worse than ever, I feel.
Yeah. I mean, most of those, like Mineski, Faceless, he was like the star player, typically. Like, you talk about those teams, it's like, yeah, Ice, he's the guy to watch.
Yep.
So,
I mean, everybody has off days sometimes. It's unfortunate that for them it happens in an elimination series.
I think to his credit, he kind of had to be that person last game. He definitely made some mistakes, but I think he was kind of destined to die a lot because he just had to like run into fights to try and create openings for DJ. I do think it worked out for them.
Wyvern ban?
Fnatic's turn to pick.
Wyvern banned. Banning Wyvern versus Fnatic.
I know, I was like, can they Meepo? No.
Meepo
sure.
Arc Warden, the ultimate greed.
Ice, play 3-position Arc Warden. Let's go. There's the March Bane.
Well, I like that. Yeah, and still wind up getting the second phase. They have to protect their Arc Warden so much.
Well, it's good against Axe. Like,
Yeah.
you just go hit him all the time. He can't go behind the tower anymore. It's pretty hard. And it's kind of good against the calls as well. The Nightmare.
If you can find a ward that like scouts when he's trying to cut really deep in towards your towers, like your tier 2s and tier 3s, you can just go Nightmare him, and the wave just runs past and he can't catch up.
Uh-oh. For the first time this tournament, MP has to play an entirely different hero than what he has played all tournament.
Dun, dun, dun.
Because everything else is picked or banned by the other team.
Yikes. It's
So-
very versatile anyway.
What will he
Kappa.
Drow, maybe a Drow Arc Warden? Is that doable? That sounds kind of weak with the lanes, though.
Yeah, it has to be someone that's very active early on. Can't be, but no cooldowns, no voids. But you're kind of looking towards magic damage too. Like I'd say Luna if it wasn't for the fact that she needs a little bit more time.
Silencer. Okay.
Yeah, they're just doing like everything to protect the Arc Warden, it feels like. Send in the Axe and then just silence so they can't go on him. And just all in on Abed, it seems like. Doesn't feel like a strat that would work against something like Secret or anything.
5 seconds remaining.
But maybe against J-Storm.
So 10th pick for Bryle.
Yep.
Do you guys think that all right, Milan? Obviously, he's been playing out his mind these first two games.
Mhm.
Oh, they do end up with a Spectre.
And they're going to pick it now just because they're worried about it, maybe a ban.
So,
Also gives them that last pick for mid lane, so they can get the counter pick, since they don't know where Arc Warden's going, necessarily.
Does that mean last pick for Milan or last pick for Bryle?
Bryle, I think
Yeah.
he'll be a Milan tiny.
It leaves it open too. Like if they really want tiny mid, they can, but
Yeah.
it's
10
more
seconds
likely.
remaining.
Yeah,
the
if Fnatic
mid.
tried to like brood or something.
Yeah.
You'd still be able to do that. I still really wanted that Invoker from Bra, but I think Invoker Spectre definitely fall. I mean, at the same time, you're playing against an Arc Warden, maybe you can afford to go greedy. And I do think Spectre's very good against Arc Warden in general because the whole concern is the bubbles, and you never have to worry about the bubbles.
If Invoker's a good lane, it doesn't feel too greedy.
Yeah.
The kind of meta build right now involves going for the Spirit Vessel Wex build after the eggs are in the lane, so you can kind of get away with it. I feel.
Wow. Spooky ghost, not too spooky here.
Yeah, what if Fnatic want to do? They could definitely just go for a look to bully it in lane, get a strong laning partner for the axe, like the Dark Willow, yeah. Rumas, so
Okay.
brew axe lane, I guess. 2 bruises, Spectre, you want to walk in the last hit? You're not going to have very much fun here.
Yeah,
And-
just more of that, just playing around the Arc Ward and just create as much space as possible.
Yep.
And he just get to do whatever he wants. Obviously, Spectre was picked just to deal with Dark Warden, but if he doesn't have a game, then he can't do anything.
Can
10
dispel off the
seconds
Ghost Shroud, which is
remaining.
kind of nice too here. But it's much more about just having this guy to go in,
5
start a fight,
seconds
and let
remaining.
Arc Warden just sit back and be ignored. So last pick for Fnatic will be the MP hero, I imagine.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to. I mean, she mentioned it's going to have to play something new. We don't really know what that hero pool for him is.
You're assuming the lane's going to be a Necro and a Tiny as well.
Huh.
And you
Yeah,
have a
wanna-
Silencer next to you. So probably a pretty strong laner required here.
And yeah, there's Spectre on the other side, so I wonder what you're thinking if you're in the Fnatic shoes. They could go for the Mirana. I think Mirana's good on MP. He's played
It
that
does,
before.
yeah, someone with mobility and someone who can also be in the fray to like create
Yeah.
space between the Arc Warden.
Mirana seems like a good enough hero against Necrophos
I-
in terms of magic damage.
I think that makes a lot of sense, though, that ban on the Timber. Like, that kind of fits that whole idea. Like, you have to be up in close because you're just trying to create, like, a blockade
Yeah.
for your arc. But you also need to be able to fight with these Brewmaster ultis and keep up with all the Brewlings.
Are there more heroes that could do that?
Fixing your draft with the one roll is always very difficult, I find.
10
The only hero that ever does it
seconds.
is, like, Faceless Void.
It doesn't feel like their draft's in a terrible place though. At the same time, it's not like it's
5
like you need this hero to
seconds
fill these gaps and
I don't know.
fix it right now.
Maybe they just go for the good old Lycan. How bad is that?
If they tried to rush the
I-
game, theoretically.
Yeah, they don't have any good building hitting right now, or objective taking. Maybe they want a roaching hero
His
like
lane would be, whew,
the trolls of this world, like a troll silencer
Mm.
lane. Troll's pretty strong
Oh.
in lane, but
hate Troll.
I don't like troll very much. Against Necro too, it just sounds kind of rough. Ursa against Necro, not great, but it's pretty good against Spectre. Maybe try get the Ursa versus Spectre matchup in lane. I don't know if MP
Oh,
plays
we
that.
actually saw the Arc Warden in lane versus the Necrophos.
Okay.
Of course, that would end up being a 1v1. That obviously changes it a lot, but it did go
Mhm.
very well for the Arc Warden.
It's a brood ban.
And they're not banning TA, which might
Huh.
imply that he's going safe with Arc Warden.
Yeah.
They could get some Drow here too. That's still in the pool. Drow's
I
actually
thought
not
about
bad against
that.
Necro.
It'd be kind of interesting, right? Because you'd have all the Brewlings getting the bonus and the Silencer and the Arc Warden, and you could like try and rush this game down. And it is kind of an MP hero, but
And then you're all in on Abed, you know.
yeah.
That's what you're doing already.
Truly.
Give him some Drow aura.
10 seconds
Let's go.
remaining.
I think Drow and Mirana are the two that stand out most for me.
5 seconds remaining. Radiant
Well,
team
they go with all that reserve time. They're just hopping into it, and yeah. She is the hero of our series.
She really is. She lost previous game, but
I think I just heard Kyle say, I hope they don't TA. Which means if they pick TA, they'll win. By his
There
logic.
you
So
go. The Invoker is what you wanted,
I
Trent.
really
That's-
do. I want the
Yeah,
Invoker. I've been
just-
wanting the Invoker this whole damn series. Brian, just do it.
could be the last game. Time to show
Grab
what
your
he's worth.
coach, grab your captain, shake him, and say, listen, give me Invoker. I can do this.
Well, the last time Amit just said what he really wanted to play, it didn't really end well. It was a case of
Is that a Queen of Pain flame?
yeah, it was.
Jeez, Sheever, you got way more savage ever since the Sheever show. I gotta say.
Can't shake it off.
What
It's a
is going
clockwork.
on?
Oh man, did you see how
Tiny's got-
emphatically March put on that headset? That's a clockwork picking captain headset. Put her on it right there.
That's a brow tiny.
Yeah,
It's a Milan clock.
yeah, there's no reason Tiny is poor this
No.
game, but Clockwork. That's some bigger surprise. Not that Tiny's a core, it's that we get a Clockwork.
Downside's clockwork.
Yeah.
Skill shot hero. What has
Skill
Milan
shot.
been doing? Both games playing out of his mind.
Okay.
I'm
True.
totally fine with
Okay.
this.
True.
Oh, then you go ahead and say first. Let's say them.
Well, the downside is that there is a Mirana who
Oh,
can leap
you were
out. But
hyping
I'm
him
all
up.
in on J Storm, Milan, the boy, NA, March, top tier in my heart. They're gonna do it.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Gods.
I mean, I'm 5 games in a row. I'm going to stick with Fnatic. My heart will die with them. I gotta still believe there's something
All
left
right.
they can play better. I believe.
The tiebreaker, Bulldog.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely go for Fnatic. I think Spectre's a bit too greedy, and Clock, it's a Clock, is too skill-based. You're going to miss one
Alright.
hook, and then you're going to be, whoops, CD. You can't go anymore.
Can't make
D.
mistakes here. Curious to hear what Cal and Toby think about this draft. And also, congratulations on getting your first prediction right, Cal. Of course.
Thanks, Sheeves.
Well
Appreciate
done.
it.
But remember, predictions don't mean anything
This
at
is
the
also
end of the
true.
day, right? Like, especially with Dota like this.
It's about the
Yes.
entertainment value we bring to the viewers. Any schmuck
Yeah.
can talk about who's gonna win, but it's about being fun.
See, the community feels so much better when you're wrong.
This is also true.
It's true.
Yeah.
Got to give them something to laugh at.
But then Kyle's right about a hell of a lot of other stuff, so it balances, right?
Yeah. I'm going with Trent here though. J Storm's got this.
Let's see it then. Enjoy.
Good luck, Fnatic. Now they win,
It-
right?
It's a really good Clock pick.
No. We're tossing up at the end, like what we thought was going to be there. Like you were flagging Meepo. Like Meepo was
Yeah.
your choice for J Storm at the very end.
I thought they might. It looked like
Yeah.
a great Meeple game. They banned 3 counters to it, but they go for the Clock instead. Timber also does kind of counter Clock in a lot of ways, so it makes sense. It's just great in this game because you need so many factors for it to be a good Clock game. It's why we don't see the hero much anymore. But
Yep.
whenever you can offer solo kill potential on both enemy supports and hard counter 2 cores, you get on top of the Arc Warden early game before the Force Staff, he's dead, and you prevent Brew split. That's something very important. If you get every battery onto a Brew, he cannot split when he's next to you.
Yeah, that was the other thing. Like I think I threw Invoker into the pool of thought. It's like, well, at least you have like the EMP burn, like get some kind of control, get some kind of movement. But it's clock long range engagement should be entertaining. We're now into the game, and we'll see how they roll it out. So it is Milan taking that role as the Clockwork. He has been amazing on Rubik, who was massively overlooked in this game, unfortunately. But he'll be babysitting the bottom lane for the very, very start, and it is already looking to be a 3-on-3 contest for the bottom rune.
Yeah, was this? No, it's not a support brew. I thought it was support brew for a second, but Clock is the hero to play up against Axe, and I think that with Axe being first picked, also Fnatic first picked Axe.
Yeah.
This game they'll get it. J Storm has the tiny.
Not tiny first.
Agree. I think that Clock will see more and more prominence in the meta, just because I mean, how long will the meta really last, right? It's really the end of the event, but Clock just shuts this hero down.
Fnatic are coming to fight bottom lane. They actually got really lucky. I think the ping's only now just coming out. Yeah, the ward, they know exactly where it is. They're going to give it to DJ at the very beginning. But it was because Fnatic moved up, still under the cover of smoke when they planted their ward, to then see March plant his. So if he works it out, maybe
I
just
expect
drop
he
his
should.
sentry ward down as well. But it'll still be a 2-2 rune trade-off.
The battle begins.
Yep, it's all about moves game. You can see they picked the Spectre into the Arc Warden. I was very surprised that Gods was right and they last picked Mirana, because I do not like that hero against Spectre at all. They just wanted this throwaway mid hero that would have optimal matchups against anything J Storm would throw at him.
Where are you going, March? He walks right underneath the Observer ward to then come up. Is he looking to block camps? Is he...
I have no idea.
Well, he's not dropping the sentry ward, so maybe he's just trying to be a bit more of a pain in the butt to MP. So he'll walk up, just smell the fresh air on the hillside, come back from his vacation. How's the laning actually working out? So Jabs will head up towards the top. You've already got the spec TPing out. So she'll move to bottom lane. Necro switches towards the top, and already Milan cocking up Ice. But they both get cursed up, so enjoy that top lane.
And
Silencer is such a pain in the butt for this.
they're just going to swap lanes back. It's the downside of TPing first.
I think DJ is just trying to get into a position where he knows he won't get nightmared, even though it's Brain Sap that got leveled up first.
And here comes Ice from the backside, but I mean, he is crit level 1, so it's not like he can really assist with finding a kill here. He just has no TP for 20 seconds. He must have been zoned out of top for a little bit.
And then TP back out to the side.
That's pretty grim, to be honest. That means he won't. DJ is going to be the offlaner for a little bit. Nice is just the support.
Yeah, that's actually free for Moon. For Moon, like he's just farming up the entire bottom lane. Vayne is dealing with DJ, who's creep skipping. So that's a bit of a problem, but he's not built for this. There's not the double stout shields that normally give that extra protection.
Not just that, but you dodge the brew lane because you don't want your Spectre in an unfavorable matchup. But when you have a full level advantage and that free Quelling Blade plus a stick, it's no longer a really bad lane for you. You should be able to trade at least down here. And oh, nice job by March. Gets the deny along with getting rid of the battle hunger on top of himself.
Milan's pulling the creep wave up on the top. So the lane switching is happening. So Axe, DJ, TP's up towards the top, so he stopped doing his thing. So it's just a straight one-on-one, but that's why Necro now TP's down to the bottom lane. It took so long that they can just lane switch this once more. Moo's got his TP ready, so yeah, he'll head up towards the north.
Yep. Ice still level 1, does not have any clap. And 4Ev as well with the level advantage. So this Bane Necro lane, Ice is already struggling in this series, and this game is not off to a good start for him. And by the way, check out mid, Bryle putting in work. 13-6 to 7-3 on Abed.
And so we actually look a little bit close towards the top. Jabs on the run out. Got the Spectral Dagger slowing him up just a little bit, but Moo. All right, Jabs begins the TP. And now it's DJ's turn to take the extra damage.
Yep. I love that Moo skilled a point into Desolate early as well. I see too many Spectres that brainlessly just go for this 4-0-4 style. 1 point Desolate, 20 bonus pure damage that also reduces enemy vision on hit. I mean, that's significant.
It's actually going to be the first one. Spark Wraith's going to hit him pretty heavily, and it's just a body block from Ice. They got another Spark Wraith over on the side. March will tank that one up. There's now, maybe with a Death Pulse, life is created for Forever. He'll also use the Fairy Fire, but he walks back into range of Ice to get clapped up, and March will follow in death.
Something we talked about yesterday, Tobes. When you rotate lanes, try to find kills, and that's exactly what they do. Excellent job by Abed, communicating with Ice. Good body blocks as well, and that's huge for both of these cores game.
Really is. When they're behind like that, you needed a good advantage. Even the CS was not looking that great, and DJ, Mr. I've got all the CS in the world.
Wait,
is he even able to stand toe-to-toe up on the top lane now?
Who was mid? Was Abed mid or was MP mid? MP
it was MP
mid, right?
It was MP mid.
Okay, because he just hit level 4. Bryle a full level up along with the bottle advantage, but
yeah, he's been denying. MP also was, I think, looking for some rotations a little earlier on. This Observer and Sentry is just remaining up, so March can't juke it. He's even lucky enough that that Observer is only barely out of range of the Sentry, but with the Curse and the Silence, okay. Well, Nightmare 1, Ice doesn't have Clap of Armor. Axe will die in the meantime. So we have Pitcher and Pitcher. March thinking about the denial, and now not thinking about it again. Brain Snap gives him a little bit of life, but not enough to escape Ice, so he'll get the solo kill.
Yep. The bright spot though, Moo and Bryle having great games. The two certain standouts from this J-Storm lineup. In top lane, DJ, he's playing against the Clock, who's now level 3. 2 points Battery Assault, that's 800 magic damage you output if someone were to tank the full duration. So you can't really touch him anymore for DJ.
Yeah. All Milan has to do is just isolate him, right? And then hit him with the Battery Assault. Like, you want to spin? I'm not going to physically hit you. Ice think they're all waiting for the 5-minute bounty runes. That's why Bryle's already here and needs the bottle charges, and then they can look towards the top lane. So DJ hasn't revealed himself, but Ice would be very happy just to walk straight up the lane. So that's why Milan wraps around the back. Ice wants to keep the pressure on with the Battle Hunger. At least he can play a little bit more with positioning.
Yeah, I'm surprised Milan didn't go for that. Like, you do so much more damage than a Brew or an Axe if you get on top of them with Battery.
It's the pressure getting on. Like, this is still elimination game, lower bracket matchup. You've gone through 2 almost marathons. I think both of our games took almost an hour to get through.
That's a good point. Fatigue does definitely start to play a role.
And this group stage has been going on for a fair few days, and they've kind of been run through the ringer for a lot of the matches. Fnatic have not had the greatest performance. Even just that game 1 for Fnatic is gonna linger in the back of the mind for confidence levels. 6-minute rune. Bryle's going to hope it's going to be up on top.
He's like, oh, the best rune for a Tiny.
And it's a haste rune. It's the best rune against Mirana too. You want to leap away. Can't really do it against a hasted Tiny.
And he went for that max damage on combo build as well. Toss, of course, amplifying the stun damage. So when you max that out, it means that your combo does pretty much double damage.
March TPing bottom, feeling the pressure coming in from Jabs and Arbet, but what they really want to do is go on to mid. So Mirana, they'll Nightmare him up, wait for a little bit more. Milanus there also to help out. Jabs does his TP over. You have a large amount of damage, both cursed up, and they just toss him the clockwork. Let the battery assault damage go. Jabs will die to this. As MP, he's still got 3 leaps available, but that's why Bryle's trying to wait for it. Toss Avalanche combo off cooldown in just a second. Doesn't have the mana for the toss, however. Normally wouldn't have been enough damage anyway as they came back underneath the shrine, which will now be popped.
Interesting. This game's still relatively even, but Abed is happy. He's having a free game, as is Mu. So once again, it's going to be a duel between these 2 carries for their respective teams. Bryle on one of his better heroes. I like seeing him play playmakers and Mu on the hard carry. I think that was a big reason they won that first game and could be part of the reason they lost that second game, because when Mu is unable to get a feel for the game, I think their shot calling suffers.
Goodbye, Forev. Bottom lane, all Abed has to do is do it solo. He had no one else there to help him. Jabs is only now just arriving in the lane. But these 2 great observer wards down by Fnatic, so that, there's one on the bottom lane that's able to watch any kind of movement in through the trees. As and then the other one up on top, which saw the rotation in from the clockwork. So really good information. And Ice, he's not level 6 yet. No Brewmaster split to get him out of this one, and Forev lends the extra damage to find the kill. They bring the numbers. DJ's going to reveal himself actually behind all of this. He's trying to creep skip it. He's trying to take the wave with him, and he'll do it.
And really great job by Abed down bottom. He's kept that catapult alive for an extra 30 seconds. Tanked the tower a little bit, pulled creep wave intentionally into the tower, and now all offensive glyphed. And this means you're going to collect a free kill on Bane and that tower. Really well done by Abed. Some advanced game mechanics right there.
While they wait up on top lane, the DJ, he'll get the call off. Battery assault going to do its work. Arrow will fly forward from MP, combining with the Starfall. The damage on the clockwork, it wasn't enough to get the instant kill, but they'll still get the follow through. For Rev, he's got some life thanks to the Ghost Shroud plus the Death Pulse. Fnatic actually not looking that healthy, and they just toss the spec right on top of DJ. Let that Desolate damage do its work, but he has to get back over to help out. Bryle as well as Forev trying to go up against MP, and Jams have already found one onto Ice, tossing back Jams. Mu once again, able to do even more. The curse onto Forev, that's not a healthy man, but 7-1 charges will ensure that he won't die. Doesn't want to go back into the Spark Wraith. The range creep will tank that up instead. As the clone goes down, J-Storm keep the numbers alive, but they're losing out. They still lost their bottom tower.
So, man, that one value point in Desolate from Mu has just done so much damage in these early skirmishes. In the meantime, DJ has just been farming jungle. Bryle, really well played there to ensure he comes over to help clean up. I believe if his presence wasn't there, they would have certainly lost the kill on Ice, and maybe lost a couple extra heroes as well. Milan going to get some XP middle. Ice almost at that split when phase boots first. I like it.
Keep that movement up. Increase the damage. At least he's a better harasser when he's got that right.
Yeah, it's also just Brew. I hate to see Brew's rush blink. You're not an Earthshaker. You don't have that instant effect in a team fight. And I see a lot of the times, especially in a game like this, yeah, you might buy a blink, but what if you just get hooked? All of a sudden, that item doesn't help you survive whatsoever. It's almost better to buy a force, I feel, in this kind of game.
Farm rates really increased for Abed, while up on top, Nightmare Mirana. Forev's moving over. Like a little bit more damage. Reaper's Sight, the damage with the Spectral Horn. MP, lead number 1. Jabs begins his own TP out. If they got Avalanche, they do to reach him. And Jabs cleave down. But Jabs actually knows the creep killed him. Okay. Yeah.
Bear in mind, Abed.
They still got the big one, though.
Abed's had a Necrobook for a couple of minutes, already used it once. Look at his net worth. This is the problem with the Arc Warden. If you don't address the hero, he just starts farming everything. We saw this on his Meepo. We saw this in the previous game. Abed's very efficient with his patterns. You could argue that perhaps he's a little defensive, but at the end of the day, he does deliver in those late game situations.
The damage he did in game 2 basically hands down one Fnatic the game. And if they can reach that point, like, what's J-Storm really got against him? You're going to run your melee heroes in point-blank range against this unless you're just battery assaulting him the entire time so he can't attack. That's the only real way to do it. That's why Ice is the filter. TP towards the top, MP waiting for the arrow. He'll connect over on Forever, probably 3 seconds on this. Abed. Necrobooks are still on cooldown, and Brass is just going to save his core, tossing him away to safety out towards Bane's position. Well, Clockwork in the mid, battery assault, Ice. He just wants to get out of here, but he can't do it. Then now the Nightmare. Well, will still go down to Abed. Those Spark Rays do a lot of work, and that's why March has to turn around.
He's in trouble, though. Oh, no, never mind.
Just goes between them.
Yep. That's the power of Clock versus Brew, but as you can see, Abed, right place, right time.
Curse comes out. It's over on Necro. We'll pop the Ghost Shroud as well as a little bit of regeneration, but it's not stopping MP from chasing Arrow. It's going to miss on Forev. Really want that to hit, and that's going to allow Forev to actually TP away to safety. Braille was already TPing out before that engagement began.
Really well played. That was a sure kill, but Forev hit him with the jukes, fakes out his old teammate MP. It's a big survive too. Bear in mind, this is a different game. Previously, you had a Medusa that didn't really apply any offensive threat onto a hero like Organ. At a certain point in the game, Mu can just haunt, identify Abed, and kill him.
Yeah.
They also have a clock, so this is a method of hunting the Arc Warden, whereas the previous game, they were very low on reach. They were just praying for a big call. And
what's the build you also go against the Arc Warden to increase the damage? Like right now, it looks like he's just going to go with Treads and into Manta. But what's your later items to get that Arc Warden versus Spec late game matchup?
I think you probably just go with the Manta Diffusal Heart. Look in for possibly a Scotty or an Abyssal, depending on how you feel about the game. Maybe even a Butterfly, but I think that's not realistic in this game. I love Manta Diffusal, or you could go Manta Heart.
Look towards top lane. TPs are coming in. Milan has Hook ready to go, but Brewmaster into the split, gets the initial stun. Over on the Necro, makes it difficult for MP to get him really, really close, but when the arrow's already connected, Forev, he actually does get the Ghost Shroud off. Nightmare buys some more time. Now
Great
the Global
silence.
Silence will connect as well, and Clockwork has no way to escape. They just focus down Milan, and while the Storm Brewing just move further down, holding the Bane in the air. Briar wants to fight, but now he's become the next target. The dunk gives him the movement speed to continue the dive underneath the tier 1 tower. Avalanche is good, and they toss back Ice to at least get some rebuttal, but it's still a triple kill for the Axe.
Yep, and that was just perfect play from Ice. He TP's in, and you can see Milan has him in his sights, but hesitates, and Ice knows what he's doing. He's played this hero in these sorts of situations many times before, underperformed the last 2 games, but great job there. Immediate split, and all of a sudden, J-Storm's on the run. The silence was held for so long.
I think
Still
it
holding
was
it.
to stop the Spectre, right? Like he was going to Spectral Horn in at that at almost that exact time.
He just trusted his team. There's the arrow. He knows that the Axe is going to be blinking into taunt. By the way, DJ has a blink. It was 13 minutes into the game. He hits a double taunt. You silence on top. And at that point, it's over for Jay Storm. They just did a great job ensuring they did not overlap their team fight abilities.
Abed's farm's going to go through the roof even more.
Yep.
Hand of Midas just got completed on him. And also, if you look towards Ice, he's now gloves away from Hand of Midas.
Yep.
So a lot of efficient money coming into Fnatic.
Yep, and I like this too. Ice doesn't have a blink, and I agree with this because a blink doesn't really do anything for you in a game like this. You already have a DJ to rely upon for initiation. Just chill, go for the late game, get a Midas, get a Force, get a BKB, all the aura items. As long as you get your split off in these fights, you guys are going to be fine.
March is in trouble. The Rocket actually wakes up Ice, and he runs forward. Not exactly what they're hoping for. Meanwhile, Arrow flies and connects. Milan, DJ held him in position with the call, but that's consecutive kills coming the way for Fnatic. Now they finally hit their rhythm in this entire series.
Yeah, I mean, last year, all of last year, it felt like Fnatic was just the DJ and Abed show. And so far this season, I'd say they've surrounded themselves with better teammates, but still, these guys are just on fire. 8K net worth on Abed, 2.5K ahead of the game. Mu has Haunt ready, but he's out of mana.
They're smoking, looking to fight in mid.
There's a Brew split active, though. I don't know. You can't engage
Brile's
here.
got blink, goes for the Avalanche, picks up Ice, throws it back down again, but with the Global Silence already back up again, Brew split will be able to come out. There was no Fiend script, there's no extra control. In fact, Bane just up into the air again once by this Brewling, and Brile will go down. March will follow him into the afterlife.
Yep.
And they want to go for more. They won't find it, however. Forev's pushing top. And Mu is far enough back behind his tier 2 tower that he's in relative safety.
You just can't kill a Brew in this game, and goes back to the build in some ways. Phase 1, he's got 1400 HP. Yeah, not too much survivability, but as long as he banks on jabs, able to save him with that silence, you're never going to kill Brew pre-split. And there's just no hope for that fight. Clock isn't initiating, and Mu doesn't even have mana until the wand charges come out from the team fight to haunt in. So where's your damage threat? What's the real plan here? Because bear in mind, Bane Grip isn't a thing when a silencer's in the game.
They smoke up. They're coming for a fight instead.
You got to. Ults are on cooldown. You got to make a play. You can't allow Fnatic to just farm for the next 2 minutes until they decide to use their ults to kill you again.
Yeah, and the line that's being drawn is to go into the Dire jungle. They'll look towards where Silencer is. They'll look towards Ice is. And they need to make the most of this Clockwork Hook. Anyone you can find. And Necro is going to find him. Silencer, get around the trees. And boom. Lock him inside the cogs and the Reaper's sight. Down for 45 seconds. But doesn't this have to be more? This has to be a push into the tier 2 tower, right?
Yep, and this is the downside of Spectre lineups. Where is your tower push?
TP's coming in from the Arc Warden. As he actually just sends his clone instead. Fiend's grip over on the Brewmaster. Spectral Horn. They just want this quick end kill, and they've got it. No split was available anyway, so even if he did break free, there was no quick jump
Milan's
out.
on DJ, though. Up at the top tower. He got taunted, but he's chasing as much as he can. There's no sight.
Yeah, Bane already had to TP out as well, so they don't have the extra control. But DJ, he's actually really burning out. Moo just walks up.
Great job.
Isolated hero.
Great play from Milan. Found that initial kill on Silencer, had excellent position. He got an earn charge on DJ when DJ was looking to counter-initiate, and that sets up that kill because he cuts him off from heading back to base in time for his team to help out. But tiny mid, Bryle.
Jabs even walks in time just to get the +2. Don't worry, he helped out in that fight by being there. Moral support, cheerleader.
Abed just on fire. He's so farmed, and he's maintained much more presence in this game than he did in either game 1 or 2. He's been active for 12 out of their 16 kills, while still accelerating rapidly, almost 4,000 gold ahead of Moo's Spectre.
But it's still, when you look at the top net worth, out of all of them, like Abed, yeah, okay. He's going to be #1. There's no surprise about this, but the next 3 still belong to J Storm. The sacrifice comes with the supports. Like the fact that the Bane has 1.2k and the Clockwork's still behind everybody else.
Yep.
But this will start to change now. Like Tiny's actually just bounced a long way down.
I think Fnatic just in a better position just because of how easy it is for them to execute their draft. You're going to have a Blinken from Axe coming in.
With the Moonlight Shadow, they're going to find Moo. Pick him up. Observer Sentry didn't scout out enough of this, and a 5-second arrow onto Moo. Support needs to be there. Bra doesn't have his stun. He used it to farm up the mid lane, so he couldn't create any level of space for Moo.
They're going to chase for more here.
Oh yeah, Bane's nearby. How many times have we seen Fnatic get 1 kill and then turn it into 2? Blink forward and the call.
Another
it connects
arrow.
onto March. A perfect arrow. This is the easiest setup combination of their lives, and they find the third. The Spark Wraith. They know Perev's in the tree lines. They'll silence him up. And how many times again? Send him up and towards the air. Bring him back down again. And look for more. Jabs, however, he got blocked in by the creeps. He's currently dying to a tier 2 tower. Maybe not exactly what they were looking for.
Unfortunate, and you can see that's what the strength of the Fnatic lineup. They pop Mirana and Viz, run forwards. They fear absolutely nothing. They have 2 free I win buttons in the team fight. The Brew split and the Silencer ult. And here's Milan. Will he be able to find Icy? Gets the rocket, but the split.
Yep. With Brewmaster split out, there is no catching him out anymore. Earth Brewling goes out to safety.
Just bear in mind, Fnatic lost that game 1, J-Storm lost that game 2, and I felt like both times it was because while they were in a position of power, they played a little too passively. And while Fnatic, you've got double minus. You can sit on your lead a little bit, but you've got to be wary, because at a certain point, this is a Spectre game. You remember TI, he's been nerfed a bit, but at a point...
I still wonder that, like with this level of pressure, the difference in net worth, like how is he meant to find space on the map? Like, yeah, Spectre's really great because you can sit in the lane, you Spectral Hunt, and you get into the fight straight away. So that's the nice side, but it still leaves you so vulnerable to this Axe call into Mirana. They only need the 2 to kill him off almost every single time, unless he's got a counter ability to that, which once calls out, you don't.
Yep, and it activates your Brew in a sense because you don't have to be relied upon to initiate. It's an easy...
Oh, Bane's dead. Spark Wraith's going to actually aggro onto him.
Sleep. Oh, no, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
Not anymore.
He's cursed unless he can outrun it. Death Pulse for have tried. Clockwork, hook shots, Milan goes in towards the mid. They're going to use Spectral Horn to get right and forward onto Abed. With the dust, they have the reveal, and with the Spectral Dagger, he goes over the top, but they need to finally get the hit, and they will finally get it. But it came through the Urn Charge. Meanwhile, Reaper beside them, the backlines finds its own kill. Milan needs to get out of here, and that won't happen. MP leaps forward with the Starfall, drops the secondary one and connects it to Milan's head, but Pereb, now he's the man on the run. DJ will call him back, and the arrow will hit. And that's 4 heroes down. J Storm. Once again, DJ is such a great controller.
Not just that, Bryle's not there. Bryle was pushing top. He didn't, like, the tower up there is already dead. Once you get the wave going, Bryle, you got to get back and look to cover your team. it was a great initiation from J-Storm. I like that play. When you identify you can kill Abed, you've got to make that move, but they just aren't 5.
Well, Ice isn't done yet. Blink, call, arrow. How many times must we see it? This is almost like the old Bane Mirana combination.
Yeah, and it's so nice to play with these little cheap combos without getting rid of your whole combo.
Oh, Avalanche toss, trying to find that counter. Moo's already moved in. DJ begins his TP away to safety. MP will only be so lucky.
The clone.
Abed, clone is there to try and slow him down. Mirana can leap once. Doesn't have a secondary one, but the Brewmaster's in here too, creating just that interference level.
I think it's the tower. What a great play by Abed, saving his teammate and ensuring they get the tier 2 bottom. It's just so easy, as you can see, like Axe, Mirana, they handle the initial kill setup. Brew, Silencer, Abed, you play around this. It's so easy to ensure you use your spells properly because DJ's always initiating fights for you, and if you're J-Storm, you can't commit too hard because you know that those I win buttons are just waiting in the wings.
Yep. Just a split. Even if you don't bring detection, then Moonlight Shadow away, and well, everything else that Abed's going to pop at them. He's going to finish up his Mjolnir as the next primary item.
Just bear in mind, Fnatic, they're not looking to close the game out just yet. They're going to need an Aegis, probably another couple items on Abed.
Don't say the word Aegis, because if we go back towards Roshan, how many times has this been Fnatic's downfall?
That's true.
They're gonna smoke up. The lines are drawn to try and move aggressively over to where Moo's currently farming. He may not hang around, however, because both these camps have already been farmed, and he's near his own observer ward.
Yeah, but his presence there pops the scan, and it makes Fnatic very afraid. You don't want to go up a high ground at the moment because you're against a clock. So sure, you have silence, but if he's able to cogs you out of a choke point, that could just end the fight right there.
They're going to see him with a dire observer ward. The one that's back behind the tower. Again, the combination, even a global silence. No spectral horning away from this, no nothing. It's just a quick dunk. And we have Assassination Fnatic.
Yeah, you've got to take a wider angle there if you're moved. You went through in such a way that they're going to have vision. Obviously, that ward would have probably spotted him out anyway, but you have no time to react if you don't play that far left side of the tower.
They put down 2 wards there too, so like, even if one of these wards gets dewarded, Fnatic still maintain their vision.
And they're doing a great job. And this is, we've talked about this how many times if you're Dire? This is where you want to be playing, that top Radiant Shrine area, because inevitably they've got to stop you or you get Roche for free.
The time to TP! DJ, you needed a fraction of a second.
Yeah. And I love this from Ice. He's not going for the blink. You have initiation, that's not a problem. He went for pipe. He's going full team fight items. Vlad's up next.
They put the Nightmare down onto the Silencer. Is there a follow-up? Braal's coming in. They've already lost their Sentry Wars. They don't have any kind of detection, so Brewmaster just goes instantly in for the split. Avalanche will create a little bit more space. Needs to actually hit the cleave damage, but Braal sent up. They'll get the kill over on the Silencer. Milan, he gets into the backlines, forcing MP to jump away as Moo keeps Abed under control in the mid lane. But they want to go for more. MP will find a DD rune, but the bigger jump is up on top. They threw him forward. They want DJ's kill. He's 11-3, and they're going to put him down with a Reaper Scythe. A huge kill to get. MP so low on life. One more rocket was an urn. Yeah, he got the urn charge off on him. There's a Spark Wraith to help. Clockwork stunned up for half a second, and there's the rocket to finish the job. Meanwhile, up on the top lane, that's the run over on Ice. Avalanche to connect, and now it's Fnatic's turn to give a bunch of kills to J-Storm.
It's almost like this game is scripted. When Fnatic has their ults up, when they have that Silencer ult, they're going to be able to play aggressive and find kills. But when it's down, J-Storm looks to get aggressive. Milan missed his hook narrowly on Abed, or he may have been able to take him out. Moo actually haunted in on top of Abed, expecting it to land, but unfortunately just off to the left. But they clean up 4. You're fine with that. March, doing March things, just dying for the cause 10 times already.
Such a team player. Hey, maybe we actually have a potential Melka ward then, but we'll watch the fight once more. Yeah. So there's at least your jump into the back.
And you can see, this is a good job by Abed. He TP's out right next to a creep, so there's no chance the Desolate damage would be able to take him out. And Milan pursues Mirana all the way up to the top right. They save the Scythe kill onto DJ, tons of gold in the pocket of the Necrophos. And then 4F TP's back to ensure he's there to interrupt Ice's TP after he finished off the Bane. And I do still stand by. I love what Ice has done. He's going to be going full team fight. Probably look for an AC after the Vlads, maybe a BKB. And that's how you beat a Spectre. You ensure that his AoE damage doesn't threaten your teammates. Because it's not him killing Abed that's going to be a big issue initially. It's going to be when he can just haunt and immediately kill your Silencer, maybe your Mirana as well, who MP, by the way, 8th in net worth. Not a game for your last pick Mirana to really thrive in at the moment.
Yeah, he won't be too happy about that, but it's the job that he has to do, right? Like, it's as long as he combos with the axe, you've done your job. Arrow flies forward, they're looking in towards Roshan. We were mentioning before that this is going to be a point of contention. Oh, the hook. Oh, Jab's just backed off a little bit. Sentry and Sentry on either side. Interesting Tinker Ward that they left up on top. Does provide a little bit more safety for whoever's trying to pressure that top lane. But Abed's clone continuously pressuring the bottom lane. So J-Storm, even if they do want to sit up on the northern side, like, they always have to look to the south.
You got to look to keep finding skirmishes with ults down. Bear in mind, Abed is 8k ahead of the game, but his team is only 6,000 ahead. So he controls the entire advantage of Fnatic in this game. If you're J-Storm, play away from him, find skirmishes, pick-offs, try and bait out some ultimates.
Yep. Have him isolated just like he was in the last engagement. Like, he couldn't get through. Like, you'd have to walk through.
Yeah. And it's because of the choke point. We saw Clock initiate, and his cogs just deny that uphill from Abed, who's then chased away from with the Moose Spectre. You want those split up engagements. You don't want Fnatic doing what they've got a couple times. It's like 3-man brew split into someone tossed up, and they find 1 kill easily into 2 into 3.
They will have a repositioner now. He's got the Hurricane Pike, not to mention that nice range advantage top lane. There you go, in for the hook shot. Global Silence is out, and, well, Dust will be burnt. Ice says, okay, well, I'll just burn my brew split, while over on the top of the bounty rune, that's where the kill's going on Bryle. He tried to move up, but then ran to the entire Fnatic lineup. Forev will begin his own TP out to safety. He's able to do it just in time. We'll see if Milan's going to be so lucky. His TP is off cooldown, and when they see him, they will see him, and the call. MP actually didn't have the mana at the time for an arrow, so the call was the only thing in range to cancel that TP.
Moo desperately trying to farm. He's going to have that relic soon to finish a Radiance. A greedier style of play. I expected maybe a diffusal, but no. Radiance, in a sense, is the better item because it'll allow him to continue scaling and almost guarantee that DPS advantage in the ultra late game.
Well, it's meant to mess with Abed too, right?
Yeah, but there's a pipe on the brew. I really like Ice's itemization for this reason. You're getting rid of J-Storm's real timing window. The Radiance won't matter too much when you consider the massive DPS output of Abed and the fact that the pipe will negate the entire haunt damage.
Aegis the Immortal. It is now up. They actually put it into the hands of Mirana of all the players. Trying to keep her alive a little bit longer in the fights. Maybe this is because Abed just feels so confident anyway. He is 20k in the net worth. Looking towards the Scythe device is the next thing. Jabs on the run. March. Well, I know you like running in and being aggressive, but there has to be a limit to it at some point. That's why Bra goes instead. Reaper Scythe comes down. They found the kill.
Well.
Jabs instantly deleted. He'll buy back. That's going to be a long death timer, but does J-Storm still want to keep going on this? TP from the Silencer has already brought him back to the front lines. They've already popped the Crimson Guard as well as the Piper. Whoa! March! In he goes so deep! Was that where you really wanted to throw your man? Necro's in the middle of this fight as well. They may have some to say, but then no. The call from DJ. Bra with the right. Cleave him up. Milan will jump too. Up and still inside the bubble. Bra can't do enough damage for it. DJ's got himself the double kill. And they've got the respawning Mirana thanks to the Aegis Immortal. J-Storm! So deep! Too deep!
Bryle literally throwing the game there by tossing his Captain March straight into certain destruction. That, by the way, is why you always have to be very, very cautious about chucking teammates in, because you can't throw them out of there.
Oh boy.
That was before the Radiance timing as well. And you can see Moo actually switched up his item choice to Diffusal because he realizes, wait, there's a pipe on the enemy side. We're already so far behind, and we just lost 5 for none.
You just lost mid-racks. Very, very simply. Without Bryle, they don't have that jump initiation. No buyback available for 3 of them, and there's no way. There is no way the Spectre wants to spend it, and she's already switched over to Diffusal. It's like this is what you need. You need to be able to fight right here, right now. See the pipe, see the Crimson, and they still willingly fought into it. You get your initial pickoff over on the Silencer, but that doesn't even matter. Even if it's a dieback, we'll watch this once again, and well,
like, there is no hope for that maneuver. Like, there's a pack of hungry lions over there. This reminds me of that news story about the guy that jumped into the exhibit with all the lions. It didn't end very well for him either. I figured maybe Bryle had seen that article. It was on Facebook, but anyway.
I'm sorry,
Wards placed all over the place.
Did we use that site?
Yeah, so that's a Rax, that's a Roche, and you know, props to Abed and Fnatic. They were prepared. They kited excellently. They lost a silencer, sure, but they retreated and he bought back. They welcomed that engagement and they turned it around very effectively. Good job, Abed, right on the money, just immediately looking to shove lanes, ensuring that they get the optimum amount of objectives cleared.
And now
right
they're
after
going to
that
look to fight. You've got, you'll have the double scythe. It just appeared over on Arc Warden because you'll have the clone. That's where the secondary one comes from, and they just want to kill. And they're pinging. They want to go in through the mid. Oh, no, mid. You do not want to go anywhere near that. Dire is scanning. It pinged for half a second. So now they look. They'll see him. They'll see Mu. Sentry Ward's place. They see nothing else. Observer down as well. And there it is. They forced off DJ into the call with the global silence. Mu cannot afford to die now. He is still so low, but alive. Now gone. 70 seconds on the sideline. Necro up. Dropping him back down again. It's a hard reality and a hard ground. DJ with the double kill. Milan is trapped to be pushed back out of his own cogs while Bang next to tier 2 tower, isolated one after the other. They fall like dominoes. J Storm in more than a world of hurt. Abed goes bottom lane to push in the south. They can go through the north. Mid's already coming in. Whatever lane they want, Fnatic can have.
Just perfect play. I love that move. It's one of my favorite calls to make when you have one Rax and a distinct advantage. Going through the base. Find somebody asleep inside next to their tier 4s. They get the best kill possible. Mu just after finishing Diffusal. He'll have no buyback. That's 2 Racks for certain. And J Storm.
They may even have a kill. Milan? No, the hour didn't come in time. Still 5 seconds stun over on Bryle.
I again point to the play of Fnatic, the itemization, just much crisper this game. They made it easier on themselves. They have a pipe. They have a Crimson. The Force Staffs. It's just so much easier to execute when you're not relying on everyone hitting these magical abilities.
Hog. They fly forward, over towards Axis. Fnatic want to try and turn around and save him. Quick force staff. DJ low on mana. Jab's already beginning his TP out. They go for the Spectral Horn. Just how deep do they really want to go? DJ's copying the hits right now. But we're split up towards the mid. They jump in, but the leap away from MP creates in space, and Mu can't find the kill that slept up the Arc Warden, but it ain't the real one. It's only the clone, and the Arc Warden can still do some significant damage. It'll now time out, and really, does J Storm get nothing? They actually have nothing.
Yep. And soon you're going to have a Silver Edge up on Arc Warden. He'll be able to just immediately kill Spectre.
Abed just got a DD rune combining on his Shadow Blade. He's going to hunt for a kill. He doesn't even need any extra help at all. Okay, no, he just stopped the farm. Thanks, Abed.
It's not like any of my predictions have been right, so you can't expect yours to do any better, Toes.
That's why I don't predict.
Abed heading into the base, just with the clone, though.
Oh, just with the clone? Just? It'll time out. Milan licking his wounds for this. And they'll get rid of the Observer and Sentry that was planted previously.
Yep.
And even more runes, even a haste rune up on top.
Roche spawns in 2 to 5 minutes, but I think if you're Fnatic, you can look to close out this game beforehand. Could just play it safe. No real reason to rush. You have 2 Racks already, but their lead is just so commanding.
They can probably finish up a bigger item before this. The Silver Edge is what they want to buy on the Arc Warden. Gonna make it so really Mu is a complete non-factor if he gets hit by that. They have no vision. These supports of Fnatic have all the money in the world to buy every Sentry they want.
Seriously, what a game by DJ, man. 17-4-8. Abed 8-1-18, that one death.
Because DJ was back-to-back performances as well. Yeah. Like, his ES in Game 2.
Like, you would think that a core player would have been the most highly recruited player post-TI, but it was 100% DJ. I think he could have probably joined any team he wanted because he's just that good. And easily one of the standout players of last season, demonstrating his value. Him and Abed, man, they're just so good.
Fnatic are going to prove that value once more. They're coming in through top. The clones pushed in the bottom hard enough that Fnatic will have the momentum once more. Of course, they already did because they took out the bottom lane of Rax. And J Storm will be pressured on all sides. Mid and bottom will be creep wave, and top will be 5 heroes of Fnatic.
Here they come. Almost inevitable, it feels.
This time, J Storm at least have Observer and Sentry down so they can see any kind of invis shenanigans forward. Then again, Bryle in through the back as the Avalanche toss. They kill off the Silencer so quickly, and maybe even more with the Reaper's Fate. He's actually down! How has J Storm done this? They're going to go for more. Marana send him up and towards the air. DJ, he'll hit the ground again. Moo, do they have any kind of retreat? Yeah, they do. March is stuck in the tree lines, and that's why DJ jumps over. Culling Blade executes him. The Storm Brewlings, they're going to time out right now. They've got the sustain. DJ holding him in position. The Cogs hold the high ground. MP, but here comes Bryle! Once again, pushing around DJ. Moonlight Shadow, some kind of defense. DJ so low. MP on 27 HP, but they can't kill what they can't see. He's running away. Pasapora is too far away. Do they blink the right way? DJ's now going to TP out. Battery Assault will cancel that TP, so at least they'll be able to kill off the Axe. Bryle comes in. Man, he tossed in J-Storm before into an environment they did not want to be in, but that time around, he hit the sweet spot, the plumb middle of the bat. Give that man a cherry. Oh, wait, what?
He got him with the rocket. No, wait, what?
What?
Oh, did the heart...
Can we see again? It's a death
Oh,
pulse?
the death pulse chased him. I thought it disjointed.
Bullshit.
Did it actually chase him the whole way?
It must have. Did he not see it?
I saw it hit him when he was invisible. I swore it was disjointed.
I don't know if PGL Production Value can go back in through the replay in real time and find this and just see the death pulse kill.
You said it best. That was you needed some miracle, and Bryle gave it to a 3-man stun toss combo. They get the scythe onto Abed, and not only that, they're going to get Aegis.
How did he not regenerate enough to actually survive one death pulse? Like, it was one death pulse. It's 220 damage, and he couldn't live through that. Tier 4 towers are going to go down, but J-Storm got the Aegis Immortal and the cheese. They put both into Moo to keep him alive, so they lose a tier 4 for that.
And if you wonder why sometimes teams look to be in complete control of a game, and you're just thinking, oh, can't you just end? Why do you have to wait for Roche? It's because scenarios like that. And yeah, sure, maybe J-Storm went from a 2% chance to win to not quite whole milk, but maybe 10%.
We have the replay, so this is that top lane fight.
Yeah, so it's the perfect initiation into the scythe. Like, all the damage onto the Abed Arc Warden. DJ can't blink in because of the haunt, well timed, has to walk over, and it's just too late. The scythe goes down, there's your kill. But MP, he's somewhat isolated. You see Moo barely survives on like 200 HP, so he's able to help finish Roche and ensure that he's the one who picks up the Aegis, which is critical. But right here, the stun toss combo, the tree throw.
It's like the 3 stuns each time with each avalanche.
Look, the death pulse hits him. It hits him right there.
So how the hell did he die? He's too far away for a secondary death pulse.
Did he like walk into him and we didn't see or something? That's possible.
Maybe the death pulse also went like invis when they went invis. Goodbye Radiant Courier. That did have the Reaver on it.
That's painful.
That's not what they want to have, because Fnatic are lining up to come back in again. Like they're queuing up for the top lane. Yeah, you ganked us once, good for you. Can you do it twice? And maybe that's why you see Bryle already moving out. They're feeling it. The arrow flies forward.
It pinged it. Yeah. They know he's there. There was a sentry ward down. They know that Bryle is there invis.
Just like blinking. I can hear that coming from a mile away. Just back off, put down the spark rates, create a wall. Spectral Haunt is off cooldown. Remember, they have the Aegis Immortal on Moo, but the issue is going to be that global silence. The fact that Jabs died so early, it's still up and running for this fight.
It's not just that.
It's hard to bring him instantly into the engagement.
Moo also just doesn't have farm. His Reaver's down. He's got mana diffusal. That's all his damage. And keep in mind, Fnatic, they've itemized for a hell of a lot of teamfight items. Vlad's, Crimson, and Pipe. They just don't take much damage right now, and you need another miracle. Bryle did it once. He's got to do it again. Teenage Phenom.
Man, at least Millen's able to pick up the 2 40-minute bounty runes. Okay, so is this is the moment. We've managed to recreate it. He finds the bounty rune, and then all of a sudden, noob team.
What?
I don't know. It's all right. I'm sure that one's going to come up a little bit later. We can come back into real time right now as the clone moves forward. Forev cops a little bit of damage, but it's over on the side. Millen, 4 staff down. Gets far enough away from Ice. As he rocket gives a little bit more information. He's looking for the good hook shot in from the side. Just like before, they're looking for a rinse and repeat. But Fnatic won't want to get their hair wet.
And Moo doing a good job just shoving out bottom. He'll have his heart up. in a minute, if he can get that courier respawn, his damage output will be low, but he has to make himself a target.
He kind of needs to have a buyback available
got
as
Aegis.
well, right?
No, you need damage.
True, you got the Aegis. March has to nightmare. This Abed clone being such a pain in the butt.
Oh, bottom.
Yeah,
Some
DJ,
trouble.
they're setting up. They're going to find him. They break him. Manta,
He jukes
quick.
it.
He actually jumped down. He Spectral Haunted up towards the top. Ice was still up there, and he jumped on the back of him. Their Moonlight shattered, so there was no easy way for Mu to get out, but thanks to the Manta style, he jukes so quickly away.
And that's the benefit of Mirana as well against Spectre. I questioned it as a last pick, but it is quite nice. You have that Mirana invis to cancel the Haunt, and unless Spectre has Dust, he's unable to find you and get on top of you to lock you down because just
He still used him for an Uber ride.
real close too.
I still can't believe the Death Pulse got the kill then. Like, what the hell? I am reeling from it.
And you can see once again who was there to try and find Mu. Abed and DJ would have almost certainly been 2 kills on Mu and possibly the GG. He will have the heart coming up right now, and he did buy a Dust as expected. Just a question of will he really do enough damage? That Aegis is going to get reclaimed in 45 seconds, and they lost to tier 3 in that time. They didn't acquire any map control.
Yep. But they did stop Fnatic from pushing him once again. Stopped them from getting megas. Like, this is the hold on for J-Storm. They were still so far behind in net worth. Yes, it's still going more of the way of Fnatic, but the only real swing back up again was coming in through experience. They're getting slowly into the game.
Such big plays by both 4 positions, though. Milan scouted out that DD, which is why they're making the smoke move, because that would possibly give Spectre enough damage to turn the tide. But DJ, he's got an illusion rune that spawned top. Thanks to the Spark Wraith from the Abed clone, he knows there's a DD there. He actually kills it and equalizes that information advantage. Really well done by both players. But, you know, when you're 25K ahead and 2 racks up, it's a lot easier to play Dota.
Yep, they're coming in. Abed creates the clone, looking for the rags. He'll double Hurricane Pike it forward, finding the target. March! Oh! Feel so sorry for him. Brewmaster split, thanks to the cover of the BKB, but there's that jump in. There's the backlines again. They are hunting that Silencer, and they don't just hunt him, they kill him. Buybacks available, so then the Silence can already be kicked in, but the BKB from Bryle, he knows he's in trouble. Spectral Horn, they jump forward. Bryle is still on the run, and maybe now Mu can start doing some damage with the toss back. They're still looking for the target for Red 6 with them to get as much DPS out as possible. Now the Silencer's in from Jabs, finding the damage. Necro is going to go down. Don't go down. Too many dead for VJ Storm. They do not have buybacks, and that should be the game. No way to defend that top racks. GG is called. Fnatic, it looks hard to win this series, and it really was, but they take it 2-1 at the end of the day and keep their hopes alive to play up against the winner of EG versus Forward tomorrow.
Yeah, and that is going to be one hell of a series coming up.
Oh, yeah.
But Fnatic, they look better.